Gemini, and welcome to my channel, Higher Healing Tarot. Start with these. I'm going to be doing a general reading, but it's going to be based on what your soul wants. So I'll be going through your positive energies, your challenges, and what you need to take time for. I also wanted you to take note of the description box below because I've been starting these personal readings called Express Tarot, and it's an email reading, but it's voice activated. So, you know, you get a picture of your reading, but you can actually follow along because I'm be doing the reading live for you. And then you have a recording so you can go back and listen to it whenever you need to. It's very inexpensive, and I'm hoping that so many people take advantage of it because I really think it's going to help so many. It's kind of an extension of these general readings. So if you're connecting with the general, please go ahead and get the extended reading with the Express Tarot. All right, so I am going to pick your soul card for you now, and you got Emerging. I am emerging into light with joy and ease. So she's just like busting right out of that flower there to the sun. I mean, all of the readings that I've been doing for this particular session, healing on the bottom of the deck, phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. So in order to emerge, you may be needing to look at some kind of health issues that you have or emotional healing as well. So, you know, and usually when you're emerging, we have this yellow coming in here, the third chakra. You know, this is about your sense of self coming forward. And what I was going to say was so many of these readings that are coming through in this group of readings that I've been doing is about this right now. We're in this energy to just emerge, to just come out, to just show our light, to just, you know, just be ultimately ourselves, not just say, yeah, this is like, no, to really like go down into these areas of like that you're just kind of afraid to show or didn't go over well for you in the past or whatever that is. Whatever that is, it's like Spirit is just saying like, go for it now. Just go for it. Like whatever it is you have going on. If you need to clear something first, then go ahead, but get started. Like start your emergence because it's funny, I used to do a retreat for holistic practitioners and I called it the Emergence Retreat, and it was one day where we just like went into all of the stuff that they would need to start a holistic business and the work they had to do on themselves. And, you know, we often think that life is happening to us when it's actually us that is kind of creating it. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, and sometimes you're not ready to hear it, but in any event, we have a lot more control over it than we think we do. And once you kind of get in the right space and you're vibrating at the right frequency and you're kind of like just doing things in a manner that pleases yourself, without being selfish, without being unkind, without being, you know, like we get screwed up on these words. One day I'm going to do a whole series about just that, these spiritual sayings and these spiritual words that like just contradict themselves kind of and never make any sense. So it's about that. It's about just getting to this place where you're being authentic. Let me put it that way. You're being your authentic self. But let's get a little bit more insight on this from Spirit. So I'm going to pick your cards now. We're going to do the positive energies. You have the King of Cups. Well, that's a very good way to start. Your challenges, you have the Sun. So I'm going to go through the whole reading and do some clarifiers, and we could get some, you know, clarity around why the Sun would come up in your challenges. I mean, there's several reasons. It's funny because, like, look at where, you know, her Sun here, and I mean, these two cards are like, they really have similarities to each other. So the way she's holding her arms up and she's holding her arms up towards the Sun, they're both trying to emerge towards the Sun, but this is your challenge to be able to do that. So we'll get more into that in a sec. What you need to make time for, the 10 of Pentacles, you know, family, friends, like really being around positive influences. Okay, Let's get 2 outcome cards for Gemini. 2 outcome or guidance cards for Gemini. 2 outcome cards for Gemini. I'm going to take this one. The Death card. Okay, so death and rebirth. Pretty self-explanatory there, but again, we'll get to all the clarifications and stuff in a minute. And then you have the Knight of Cups. All right, so there's a lot of love. There's an underlying love in this issue. Ace of Swords under the deck. So, you know, a new way of thinking, a new mindset, new messages coming in, a learning experience, all good things. All these things will help you emerge. Your positive energy right now is the King of Cups, which means that you're in a pretty good emotional place to start figuring this stuff out, or to start emerging yourself. If you are not, I think this is why this healing card came in underneath the deck, because if you are not, you definitely need to start working on that right now. You're in the correct energy to do it, and it's time to just face some of the things that you have been maybe putting to the side, or that you throw in the back of your mind you don't want to think about because it makes you uncomfortable, or it gives you anxiety, or makes you sad or depressed and you don't want to think about it. Well, that energy's got to go. It's just getting old, stagnant energy, and the King of Cups is here to remind you that you're in a very, very positive emotional place. So it's a good time to work on it because you'll be able to handle it. It's a good time for you to do emotional work, because you're stabilized, it seems, everywhere else. You know, even in what you need to make time for, and that's that family and friends card coming in, or like everything that brings you joy and everything that brings your abundance into your life, there is balance. So once you're in that balanced state, working on whatever that emotional issue is, will not be so hard for you. You'll not be overcome by it. It will just be something that, again, raises you up a little bit higher. Being the Sun in the challenge position, I'm going to say this is because you're kind of like, you're there, but you need to do this emotional clearing to actually emerge. So something needs to happen. There's some kind of healing that needs to happen for the emergence for you to do it. Then with this death and rebirth card coming out, something has to go. Some kind of emotional issue has to be resolved. Because then there's like this new kind of romantic kind of emotional state to it. So this might be around heartache, like around a relationship or something like that. And if that is what you're trying to achieve, you know, so like having a better relationship, this could be for people who are together or people who want, you know, who are single and want a relationship. To get that relationship to go to a higher place. This emotional issue, whatever this is, personal to you. It's not about the relationship. This is about you personally. This is energy you have to clear from wherever. This could be ancestral. This could be, you know, from a past life. But there's something here. It could be from this life. It's just something here that needs healing. And until you know, if you, you know, this is a great, like I said, extension into the Express Tarot if you want to do it, or even an energy clearing, which you can also find on my website, higherhealingtarot.com, to go into this and get to that, to clear it. Because this is like a deeper personal issue to you. This is something where it's, you're in a good emotional place, but there's this thing. And it's like blocking you from really going to, you know, that place of truly emerging into your highest self. So let's get some clarification on that. Gemini, clarification for Gemini. Clarification for Gemini. Okay. Clarification on the King of Cups. You want to come out? No. I was going to flip the Queen of Wands. Clarification on the King of Cups. Page of Cups coming out there. So new energy for a new emotional energy. Like all of this is, all right. So we have the Ace of Swords. So this is doubling the energy up. We have the Ace of Swords also under the deck here. Getting to this new piece of information. It's about a mindset. There's a clear mindset in this. There's a Ten of Cups again. You have a lot of energy repeating here. So it is about getting into a clear mindset, but also just, you know, listening to messages that are coming in that might bring you more clarity. Anything that, you know, if you're, let me put it this way. If you are being pulled in to a certain direction and you're not quite sure why, like why do you keep seeing something, like say you keep seeing a starfish, like why do I keep seeing that everywhere? Or, you know, and I'm using this as an example, it's just an example, I'm just saying if you start to see things, if you start to be pulled into a certain topic, like all of a sudden, it may be a message. It's a message happening to guide you to what you need to be clearing. Or it's going to throw back in your face something that is very emotional to you, and that's what you need to clear. So Spirit is going to like send you things to try to help you get clarity on this, because it's like I'm feeling it as like I have no, it's like the collective energy that's coming in, it's like I just don't know. I don't know what that would be. And I think it's like sometimes it's so buried into your system. And this is like I'm getting it almost to the lungs. This is like behind the heart, going down into the lungs. So, you know, maybe a place of grief or past heartache, you know, it's in that realm here. It's in this realm. It could be family related, just something here about that it's a deeper hurt than just, you know, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend. Like, it's not that. It's much deeper than that. It's something, it's a wound you've carried with you that you've kind of coped with and overcame throughout your life. And Spirit is just saying now, it's time for it to go, even though it's buried really deeply. It's time for it to go because it's affecting your present relationships. I think that's the message here. Okay, so on the Sun, we have the Hierophant. So yeah, looking at a higher power, and again, a marriage card here. So yeah, this has to do with relationships, some kind of spiritual breakdown happening here. It's interesting that card came up on the Sun, because it's like this is in your challenge position. So if you're being challenged to reach the Sun, there's something spiritual here about this. So look at this from a spiritual level as well. What in your spirit is not being fulfilled? You know, where do you keep getting stuck spiritually? That's kind of bringing you down all the time. And sometimes your health, yeah, your health comes into that a lot too. And the red robe, you know, the King of Cups in this deck has a red shirt on. There's red in this reading. Your grounding's off. Something is that throws you off your grounding. Sometimes you're in a good place, you're in a happy place, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, something triggers you, and that's the thing. That's the thing that you have to start working on. And clarifying the Ten of Pentacles is the Eight of Pentacles, which is like, yes, that's the focus on that. That's what you have to start working on. Whatever that thing is, whatever that trigger is for you, like the thing that keeps coming back to bite you. Then we have this Page of Wands coming in over the Death and Rebirth card. So again, page can be new, like it is spiritual. The page coming up here is like a fresh new way to enhance your spirit. This is a fresh new way of going about your spiritual work on yourself, or just being in your own spirit and being comfortable there, learning the new way of doing that. And on the Knight of Cups here, we have the Six of Cups. So, you know, again, this is kind of like a gift that will come in after this is done. This is a gift that's going to come in. If there's a current relationship that's off kilter just a little bit, this is going to help bring it into balance again. It's something that's going to be a gift for you. I get a bit ancestral on this as well. Like, this is just something that has been in your family. This is just something, this spiritual piece. It could be religious, you know, just a religious piece that has come through that you just don't believe in. Like, you don't have the belief system in it that your family kind of imparted to you, and you're just like, no, it just doesn't connect with me. This is about learning a new way and how to be in that new energy of your own spirituality and being comfortable there, and also showing honor to your ancestors and your family in the same respect. And yeah, under the deck, the King of Pentacles. So a lot of stability in that. Once you get this, you're going to get stability. Stability gives you grounding. Once you're grounded, you can emerge. So it's like you have to kind of walk through these steps of getting to whatever that is right now. It's some kind of spiritual piece. Like I said, it could have some kind of ancestral connection, you know, some kind of religious belief that has been in your family that you kind of don't connect with. Any of that can be relevant here. Once you get to the clearing of that, or once you find a new way to kind of like be accepting of it, and for whatever way you need to be, there's like a gift that's going to come from that. Like, something really good is going to come from that with your relationship. So yeah, this is a really interesting how this kind of like played out in this reading, because emergence can, you know, it's also just about you blossoming. It's also just about a blossoming of spirit. So a lot of spiritual work looks like you need to start doing, Gemini. You need to start working on your spirit here. You got everything else. All the abundance is there. You got the Ten of Pentacles twice here in the reading. So, you know, your abundance is there. Your balance is there. It's just one little piece here left that you got to work on. All right. So, the Keepers of the Light are bringing forward Kali Ma, facing the fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Like, I can't make this up, you guys. And Kali Ma always looks like very discerning. She always looks like she's like some kind of evil spirit, but she's not. She is in this attire with the skulls and everything so that she can ward off anything that's causing fear. Any kind of evil spirit, she wards it off. So she's, you know, telling you to face your fear. That's her guidance that is coming in, because your spirit is unfolding, but it's going to soar, which is, what does this look like? You know, like, so yes, these two cards together, like, is really bringing that balance in. It's about facing that fear of whatever that emotional or spiritual or religious or whatever that thing is. It's about facing the fear of that and kind of bringing it to the surface now and finally making peace with it in one way or another. Under the deck, we have Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So yeah, so this is, again, bringing you more into the future of, you know, once you emerge, you have that soul expansion. And in that soul expansion, like, you just, I mean, you're there. You have most of what you need already. This is just this one little piece that seems to be left that, you know, then you're good to go, Gemini. So get to work. Clear that piece. Let me know if you need help, and take care.